Hey everyone, hello from Costa Rica. So this is the second country on our round the world trip. We're only here for a few days because it's one of the most expensive countries in Central America, especially compared to Nicaragua, where we just came from. So basically, our last destination in Nicaragua was a little surf town called San Juan del Sur. We took four buses, public buses, to get here. Two on the Nicaragua side, crossed the border on foot, and then we made our way to Costa Rica. Another two buses to a town called Monteverde. Cool thing is, when you are on a longer trip like we are, you do have the time to kind of explore the public bus system. So we could have taken a shuttle door to door for $65 US dollars each, which would have been $130 between the two of us. But by taking public transit, we only spent about 20. Anyway, so I just wanted to do a little vlog about our time in Monteverde, which is a beautiful, lush mountain town in the north of Costa Rica. We spent about 3 days there. The scenery is so stunning. It's higher elevation, so the climate's a little bit cooler, but it's just a very, very green city. Basically, Monteverde in English is translated as Green Mountain. But the unfortunate thing is even though you're in such a beautiful, beautiful town, nothing's free. Like everything's been commercialized for tourism. If you want to take a walk through a park, you have to pay money. If you want to, go look at animals or insects, that costs money on a guided tour as well. And there's a whole bunch of activity parks that opened up in the region, so you can go ziplining or whitewater rafting, horseback riding, canopy tours, and just see a whole bunch of kind of natural museums. So yeah, we spent a day exploring Monteverde's cloud forests, and we went on a canopy tour. So we walked through a series of bridges that take you through kind of canyons, and you're above the treetops, so you just get a really cool view of the forest. So that's basically a walk in the park. In that same park, we also signed up to do zip lining. I've done zip lining lots of times before, but the special part about this was, well, other than the fact that you're in Costa Rica, is that we could do a Tarzan swing at the end. So that was my first time doing it, and I was really scared. I almost backed out of it, but anyway, check out this clip of me screaming the whole way down.
Let's get Acachate.
You're good. You got it.
You guys sound really scary.
It was good, eh?
Yeah, and then on another one of our nights in Monteverde, we did a night tour. So basically, we were given a guided walk through someone's backyard or someone's property or farm, and we had a guide tell us or point out to us all of these different types of insects and animals. So some of the things we saw included a bird that was a couple of birds that were sleeping at night, which I'd never seen before. These fluffy birds who had their head kind of hidden under their wing as they slept. We saw a whole bunch of insects. Some of the cooler ones we saw were beetles that kind of glowed in the dark. And also frogs. We saw stick insects that really just look like wooden sticks to camouflage within their camouflage into the background, away from predators. And yeah, it was kind of cool. Like, you wouldn't really go on your own looking for bugs in the dark, but it was cool to have a guide just point out these things to you, because 9 times out of 10 he saw something and I wouldn't have even noticed it had he not pointed it out to us. And yeah, on our last morning in Monteverde, Steve and I decided to take a local coffee tour with a company called Cafe de Monteverde. Because of Monteverde's climate and conditions, being at a higher elevation, it has ideal temperatures and elevation for growing coffee. So it was really, Steve and I both really love drinking coffee, and it was just really interesting for us to see the entire process from bean to cup. So we literally saw little coffee seedlings being planted or ready to be planted. We had a chance to pick some coffee cherries off of real coffee trees on the farm. We had a chance to see them being shelled, fermented, and then roasted as well. So, and then of course at the end we did a taste test or a tasting of the different coffee types that they produce. So yeah, it was really interesting to get a guided tour on that, and I think that kind of set us up for the rest of the day because, you know, we were highly caffeinated for the rest of the day. I would describe Monteverde as the Disneyland of the outdoors. It's, you know, it's very, very safe. Everything's very, very well organized. All the tour guides and tourism companies speak English, and it's just a really well-oiled kind of operation. You know, it's like shuttle from A to B, line up here, pay here, get your equipment here. So I think 3 days was the perfect amount of time to spend in Monteverde. I think we did everything that we wanted to and saw most of the highlights that the little town has to offer. Thanks for watching my vlog about Monteverde. Be sure to check out my travel blog at modernmixedtravel.com, where I'll be blogging about all the countries that we're visiting on our 9-month round the world trip.